Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, and welcome to an impromptu Wednesday night Irongol Hardcore Rumble. My name is Luffy. I'm joined in the booth tonight by Shoombobby. Shoombobby, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing just fine. We just decided to jump on in here together to have a little bit of fun and watch four racers go at it. We got Chanigan, Poppadux, Tetron, and Velik all on the restream tonight. And we got a few more people off stream that are going to be running this as well. I think we're 7 deep tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what it looks like here. Yeah.
Nice. So we got some fun flags for us to go tonight. We'll talk about those in a second as I'm going to drop to get on our runners. Yeah.
So I'm real intrigued to see that everybody has chosen a very similar party comp here, taking 3 of these on stream with a thief. I don't see the encounter rate being so high, but I am growing very partial to the thief. So I'm hoping to see that comes into play as a good choice for them. But yeah, pretty standard across the board.
Yeah, I can confirm your love for the thief, my buddy, because you, sir, are my co-op tag team partner, and we've been running thief quite consistently when it comes to our practices. So, can confirm, thief good.
Yeah, that is true. All right, I'm excited. It should be getting started any moment now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rich, for intentionally changing to avoid copyright. We are getting ready for our rumble here. All right, it looks like our first streams are up. There we go. Checking some magic right away.
Yes.
Fire 4 and Fast 8. Yeah.
Alright, Fast 8, pretty good right there. My knowledge of Spellcrafter, which is what we're playing with tonight, one of the fun flags we got going on, a little basic, so to speak. I know Fast 8, though, is going to be quite good to have at an early level.
Right, my understanding is that the higher the level attached to the spell, the more likely it is to be an AoE version of that spell. So I believe we have like a Fade 6 here, which Fade is already AoE, obviously, but the Fast 8 is going to apply fast to all members. So it's gonna help everybody buff up real quick when we get to the matches. I just saw a Pro Ring in Corneria.
Yeah, Pro Ring plus 4, I think I saw there for about 4k. That's pretty good. Housing market, little expensive, over 2k. You don't like to see that.
Looks like a quick encounter off the reset. Nobody taking a black belt here, so that's not going to matter so much on a grind. But we see Chanigan kind of just ignoring that, and everybody else maybe taking a few levels.
Yeah, Chanigan just heading right on into Temple of Fiends. Going to go give Garland a hello.
Joined also by Velik, and Poppadux and Tetron right behind them. Garland goes down without any real issues. Let's see what we have in our first items. A ship. That's going to be nice. Why is that going to be nice for us, Luffy?
Oh, well, I mean, we're going to see some fun stuff. If you guys haven't been checking out any of these recent co-op flags, which has got some of this incorporated into it, you're going to have some fun here when you watch this this little cupcake fly around. Woo, here we go. We got Speedboat on tonight. One of my favorite little flags that the devs have put in recently that it's just a real good time.
Ooh, and we have a Melmandized Provoca. It looks like the vampire decided to attack Bicky and his pirates. Those seem to be going down without any issues. We don't have unsafe pirates on. I believe that those are just pretty standard right now.
Yeah, I think that those are just kind of normal pirates. And we get the canal from Bicky. So ship from, I believe that was the king, and then we got canal from Bicky. So it's a little bit different.
All the runners doing pretty much the same thing here. Don't expect any route divergence early on. We've got some really easy items here. We want to check level 2 magic. Everybody taking some casters like this. Some good armor going up on Chanigan's side. See what these shops have for us today. Cure 7.
Not bad.
Acting like Cure 4.
Really cheap gold bracelets, too. +4s for less than 9k. That is pretty sweet.
Oh boy, Kill 8. I'm hoping people recognize how extremely powerful Kill 8 is in the Spellcrafter.
Mm-hmm. That can do a lot of work for people.
Yeah, being a non-elemental spell, it actually has no resist. So as long as you hit the power word threshold, you will guarantee that you can kill any enemy, including Chaos. So if they don't have money for it, definitely come back to pick that up, because even at the 300 HP threshold, it's going to get you through some early stuff. So Chanigan is already racing across the world here. We're going to see our first divergence, I think. I don't anticipate... Oh, well, with the tail, it seems like a good play, but we have a Hall of Dragons on as well.
That is interesting right there. So we got a little Tiamat on the way to Bahamut. That's pretty fun.
So I don't know if that was actually fixed in the version that they're running right now. I think the intention was that is supposed to be Tiamat 1, and it winds up actually being Tia 2, which is definitely a surprise, and it hurts. I'll put it that way. At level 2, we're certainly not taking on Tia.
No, it's a little early for that. Even with that kill word, I don't think we can have that happen.
I'm not sure what the threshold is. Let me check that out. Yeah, the power word threshold is still only 300, so if it was quad Xable, it is kill 8able. We've got some Machoya chest checks. Not too much going on there. We got 2 runners simultaneously going to Elfland. More magic to check out. Or not.
We're just gonna...
Never mind.
Yeah, we're just gonna bypass magic right now, and we're just gonna go look at the shop and pick up some 10s, cry up how expensive houses are.
Once the game gets going, I'm sure that they will find houses to be no problem here. Over on Tetron's side, look at how lush Melmond is when the vampire doesn't attack it.
It's always
introducing an item shop.
It's always such an interesting looking town without the vampire having destroyed it.
It's taking 30 years of memories and undoing them. It's very difficult. Alright, still no shop item for the incentive. So that's looking like Gaia or Onrak. And once they get the canoe, they can check actually both of these, because we have no floater. So the entrance to Gaia now is via a mountain pass off of a short river by the Lefane Pond. So if that didn't make sense to you, it will once we start seeing people head up there, once they remember that they can.
And Poppadux right there finding a relatively nice encounter right now with some zombie dragons. With this Fire 4 and this Fade, might get lucky and take down this 4-pack.
Rock 1 not doing much here. That is a huge bonus to that, to Poppadux's party.
Yep.
We are going to have to hope that our runners can get out of this hallway once they get to Bahamut. I'm also not convinced that they remember they have to fight to get their promotion.
We're about to find out.
We'll see. See how Bahamut treats them, because this is not an easy fight sometimes. Yeah, good luck with that kill 8 going off.
Yeah.
He definitely will have more than 300 health here. A buffed Bahamut is kind of like fighting a war mech or a fiend refight.
Oh, big punch there. 422 damage down on the Black Mage.
Yeah, unfortunate Poppadux loses those levels. That Tia, it looks like it's off the reset. Yeah, it might be worth going into Bahamut for the horde behind him. I don't recall if Cardia is incentivized. It is, and that is huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Other runners that aren't used to these flags may neglect checking because of the they don't want to get into the fight, but not realizing that those treasures are there.
Free gold +4 and a free heal 3 helmet as well. That's pretty good find there for Chanigan, and of course the canoe, which is very important.
Ooh, and I'm gonna guess that forgot that it's gonna have to fight also. Let's see where our other runners go. They're kind of limited without this canoe, so they might be funneled into the Hall of Dragons pretty early on, and just pick up some of those treasure chests. But they do have the option of going towards the Melmond continent, perhaps Marsh Cave, Northwest Castle, if they find a crown. Forgot Florin entrance isn't on, so everything should look pretty standard vanilla.
And we got Ailmark in chat pointing out the oh boy heal 3. That's my mistake too. Heal 3 Spellcrafter, heal 3 not so good this time around.
Right, with the scaling on Spellcrafter is now from 1 to 8 instead of from 1 to 3. So, or 1 to 4 in some cases. So it throws you for a loop sometimes.
Alright, Chanigan gonna reset out of there too.
Yeah, but I think that means that he reset without that canoe and doesn't recognize that he doesn't have it.
Yeah, he'll find out pretty soon though, unfortunately. But
there we go.
Yep, okay.
Oh, maybe taking the dragon fight?
If we can run into those zombie dragons again, this might not be a bad play. Red dragons, though,
not so much with fire.
Yeah, they're going to hit really hard, too.
Poppadux making a play to Crescent Lake to get a free item. I don't blame that play. But those look like some very confused old men.
Somebody get them their meds. They're off them right now, walking around.
Carrying musical instruments, it appears. So the sage with the lute, we have one of the keys to our 6-piece puzzle.
Frost dragons, this might be a little more favorable for Chanigan here.
Velik at Onrak. Looking for the key item, it looked like. But without that canoe, we're not going to be able to check Caravan or Gaia, which is where it appears to be. Tetron. Oh, no, it was actually at Onrak. I missed that. It was the crown. So Tetron and Velik finding that crown.
Gas dragons here, a little less friendly. Chanigan going to try to just take some fights here and gain a few levels. Probably not the worst idea in the world.
I don't think he saw the frost dragons yet to know that they are part of this table. Well, if you know Hall of Dragons, you know that they're part of the table, but unfortunately have to stumble through all of these.
Yeah. He did see them, but I wasn't sure if that was off a hard reset or just a reset, because he might be digging for them. Alright, so red dragons off the hard reset. Second encounter, frost dragons? Okay, zombie dragons.
So Velik making a quick check at Dwarf Cave for an ice shield. Nice pickup. And we have extended open on, so Velik's going to walk down to Northwest Castle from there.
And I think I saw a Velik at level 13 on at least one of his light warriors, if I'm not mistaken. That's some pretty early level lead.
Yeah, so we're going to get to see what this crown turns into pretty quickly. An herb. How very vanilla. Oh, no, actually, the Astos gives the crystal, right?
Yeah, crystal, and then Matoya gives the herb. Yeah.
All right, so we're cutting out the middleman.
Yeah. A little French vanilla.
My only concern at this point with having gone that route, right, is that you start making a lot of progress and then you're like, but wait a second, where can I go now? I've just exhausted all of these key items without recognizing the canoe was in the Dragon's Hoard.
Yep, and the only person that knows that there is Chanigan. Poppadux back in there, gonna try his luck at Bahamut again.
Has Meteor 7, so that's going to be pretty effective here. We might actually see a promotion. There it is.
All right, not
it's
bad.
It's going to be 20k XP, I think. Around that, yeah. And Poppadux will be rewarded not just with promoted classes, but we know that canoe's there. Kind of curious how so many people skipped Elfland Magic on their first pass through, because that meteor is a big find.
Yeah, it's maybe they just didn't have the money. I'm not really sure.
Life 4 exit. Looks like we've got good use case for these white and black mages.
Yeah, a lot of utility there. We got warp as well, so pretty good. Pretty good utility magic for both mage classes. Ooh, Halt 8. Also quite a nice spell. And Temper 8. Wow, okay, we got level 4 black is loaded.
Thinking once we get going, it's gonna exponentially increase the pace here.
I wonder if any of our runners are going to recognize the power of Halt right there. That can literally stop a fiend from swinging at you in its tracks.
Now, I didn't know that, so I am excited to find that in my Spellcrafter seeds.
Alright,
let's see. Where are we going now? We've got, again, more hallway dives through the Hall of Dragons. On Velik's side, we're going back down to the northern continent, it looks like. Perhaps also taking on the Dragon King. Which is really nice, right? Because if they find their strong spell magic, now they're like, okay, I'm confident I can promote. Then they were kind of like directed to turn in the tail, and they'll find that canoe. Chanigan doesn't appear as confident this time. Looks like just going to grab that canoe, the gold bracelet, and get out.
Oh, wait. Oh. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. I mean, that Meteor 7 is going to help him out if he can keep the Black Mage up.
Right. Wow, Velik is doing work over there. Getting some levels in the hall. Tetron not too far behind on levels either, based on that HP pool.
Yep.
Curious to see where people go once they have the canoe. Because without a floater, right, taking the volcano and ice isn't as much of a bait. Because you're going to have to navigate there via the river pathways anyway.
Yep. Ooh. Bahamut having glare, not only going to punch you really hard, he's going to look at you nasty and make you die too.
Must be taking lessons from my wife.
Alright, Chanigan punches through. Not bad.
So I take back what I was last saying. Volcano is kind of a bait here unless you're going straight down to carry, which probably inadvisable at this point. Ice Cave, however, does appear to be incentivized. So what are we hoping for as the seed goes up a little bit more? Do we want them to have an easy time, a rough time, a swingy time?
I mean, it's been a while since I've gotten the booth, let alone with you, Shun Bobby. I don't mind sticking around a while. I'm looking for some trolls. I want to see these runners work a little bit. Let's have them not be too easy tonight. This is Irongol after all. It can't be too smooth sailing for them.
Right, they're gonna get complacent with that Meteor 7, thinking it's gonna tear through everything. They're gonna find out, hopefully in Topher, perhaps there's a little bit of a wall there.
Yep.
But that fast and temper rolling so high that might allow them to punch through a little bit earlier than they otherwise would.
Yeah, the temper 8 and the fast. I mean, they're gonna get full party AoEs of fast and temper just from single cast, which is gonna be really nice if they have a couple of melees that are swinging some good weapons.
Who came up with these flags? I believe Tetron proposed the original set of them. I don't know if there were any tweaks to that.
I think there may have been a few. This went back and forth just a little bit, but I believe most of what Tetron came up with stuck. So, yeah, credit to him. These look kind of fun.
And there's going to be a pretty nice surprise at the end, so I hope you all stick around.
Mm-hmm. Velik going around in a counterclockwise or a clockwise circle talking to every sage, and the last one he talks to is the one that has the item. Doesn't that always happen that way?
I suppose. But I also suppose if I got the item, that would have to be the last one I spoke to, because I'm not talking to these sages just to pass the time. We do have a waterfall dive on Chanigan's side.
Ooh, interesting. On Tetron's side right there, did you see that?
I did not.
So,
I see a katana in his inventory.
The katana, it was giving a little bit of a description of the weapon, the attack, the crit, and all that. Underneath it, it said cast cure 7.
Ah.
So
yeah. So we are running with Weaponizer.
Yeah.
Which is another wonderful flag and randomization generated by Tetron, one of our runners, and really a strong dev for the community. Put a lot of work into these randomizations that can apply to the weapons and kind of generating all of these new things that weren't in the game, or even ones that were in the game, kind of reassigning what they do. And so that katana with Cure 7, it's gonna be pretty nice for a ninja to be able to support you after it's done slicing and dicing. Chanigan appears to be a little frustrated with the waterfall. I see that they went with proc gen.
Yeah,
so
probably one of my least favorite flags as well is proc gen waterfall. It drives me pretty crazy because I like my normal path. I like my normal steps. Stop it.
Honestly, I just go up and to the left, and that has worked out more times than not. And yet here we have a to the right.
All right.
Robot with the crystal. Saracen pointing out that the Sky Maze has been coming up, the procedurally generated Sky Maze. I actually haven't run with that flag personally. But yes, I can imagine that is extremely frustrating.
Yeah, it's not the best either. Poppadux finding the TNT there in Ice Cave, and ooh, okay, here we go.
A single Agama. So it appears that we're on A sides.
Yeah. Oh, and they have less than 300 HP. That is some pretty handy information to have. Not the best location for that trap tile, but I mean, you could do worse, and you do know it's there.
I'm not sure that any of these parties are really going to be looking for trap tiles necessarily. I don't know if anybody took a black belt off stream. That one doesn't seem to be super worthwhile anyway, right? Especially with the Hall of Dragons there. If you can find something off the hard reset, I don't recall which fight it was off the hard reset, but I think that might be a little bit more lucrative.
I think if I had to venture a guess, it was red dragons off of the hard reset, and then either blue dragons or zombie dragons second. Then again, I wasn't the one resetting or hard resetting, so can't 100% confirm that. But it seemed like red dragons were showing up in the first fights more often than not.
So, Poppadux here making a proximity play to Volcano. I don't know how I feel about this. On the one hand, I do believe that he will be able to take down Carry if he really wants to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried that he might fall into the armory bait.
Mm.
A nice find now that you have a knight.
Mm-hmm.
Chanigan turning in that ruby for us. Tetron's lost somewhere at sea. I have no idea where he is, but hopefully he does.
I think he's just west right there of... that wasn't Ordeals, was it? I'm not sure.
Chanigan rewarded with turning in that ruby now, getting the key.
Mm.
So that's going to open some doors for him.
Mm-hmm. Figuratively and literally.
Ayo. Also gets us access to Sarda, which we otherwise wouldn't, because again, no floater.
Mm-hmm.
So, a Kube.
Right. Required.
Yeah, definitely paying dividends here. I will dad joke as often as I want. Thank you, chat. So I didn't notice any major pickups here in the armory, and that's why I was calling it a bait, because I think along the way you're looking for a decent weapon, but it doesn't need to have been found at this point. And I think that you're going to naturally stumble across it with some of these other locations having random chests, or deals being a very big one here. So Velik is going to show us what we have once we get through this pillar maze.
Chanigan taking a death right there. I think that was either spiders or arachnids with Rock 6, and his party just... they took a nap.
You had the opportunity for a dirt nap with a rock being cast. Come on.
It's very Flintstone of him taking a nap on that pillow rock.
Now there's a dated reference. You know, I wonder if any of my students actually know who the Flintstones are.
God.
Do you know what I really miss? Flintstones Pops. The push pops.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I used to love those as a kid.
Yeah, and that's my problem, right? Like, I don't know if I loved them because I was a kid or if they were just that good and we only had them as kids.
Yeah,
Need some sort of filler here. Finding some shiny nunchucks. That's nice. Flintstones vitamins, I do believe they exist, yes.
Yes, they still exist. Can confirm.
And Ordeals giving us a rod.
Okay. Ordeals also required.
Which is an anagram of the first 3 letters of Ordeals. So that was nice of them. Fun facts by Shoom.
Speaking of things from childhood and nostalgia, you remember Ecto Cooler?
Of course I do.
Oh,
the best high C flavor.
Absolutely.
We've got some Corneria locked check, and we find a chime. So we have a cube and a chime, I believe, on Chanigan's side. That opens up our Mirage Tower and Sky Fortress.
Yeah. Well,
or Floating Castle. I don't know. What do you call it?
Mirage and Sky is usually my 2 go-to words right there.
Works for me. Poppadux making a beeline for carry, trying to light our first orb on stream at around I believe the timer's a little bit off, but we're going to say 27 minutes-ish.
Yeah, I think we're maybe 2 minutes or so behind, so yeah, well, less than 30 minutes. That'd be a pretty good timing to light the first orb right now, though. Ooh, arachnids also looks like we had lightning 4 over there too, so spiders are not pleasant.
They rarely are.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally I will find one in the house and say, you know what, you're taking care of some other stuff. But for the most part, in-game, not a fan of them.
Agamas with damage poison also.
Very much disincentivizing that trap tile.
Oh yeah, for sure. Alright, so Tetron getting his promotion, getting his canoe. Got some good levels on his Night Warriors as well, so we'll see what his plan is next.
Thank you, Rich, for pointing that out. I did miss it looking at some of these other explorations. We have a Maxmune, or Maxamne. I don't know how we're going to twist that into a name. But anyway, Chanigan has our Massa version as an X.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe even as an axe, it is equipable by any class, although it should have the stat lines of an axe, which is higher damage, lower hit, and reasonable crit, I believe.
Yeah, I think we'll... Maybe. And I want to say that when... And it could just be different flags, I'm not totally sure. When I found one of those axe munes in a seed a few weeks ago, I could only equip it onto my knight. Not even a fighter could use it. So, maybe. I'm not sure.
Really? That might have been an axe cal, which we may see here also.
Yep. It was an axe cal. You're right.
So we do have Poppadux with around 30 minutes, taking down our first fiend, lighting the fire orb. Doing a little dance outside of Crescent Lake for us. We have Velik taking down the vampire. Now that we have a rod, it seems like an okay play to go down towards Lich here. Again, I don't care to dive Earth and Volcano if I can help it early on. How many of those chests are a bait? And honestly, I don't want to deal with these encounters. Let's get some levels. Let's have them run from us.
Yeah.
But I believe Velik is a newer runner to our community. It might just be some of those old habits that you get from when you first started playing the game and you know kind of the pathing that you want to take. Earth is just first in the mind. Chanigan finding the bridge boss at around 32 minutes. We have a wizard tile. So actually in that room, if we walked around the left side of those chests, we don't have to encounter any of those traps there. So those wizards kind of don't exist for us. Curious if Velik checks the additional 3 chests down in the lower left side, because we don't have any loose incentives here, right? So there's very disincentivized, in fact, to checking all of these chests.
Yeah. Taking the northern path right there. Looks like he is just trying to go. And oh, this could be trouble.
Yikes.
Okay. Fire 4
Good use of casting instead of trying to run away here.
Yep.
I was also going to point out that we don't want Jat to watch this VOD because he'll have a little bit of a little tick here when he sees the walking around the top part of Earth 4.
I was not going to call out the pathing, but my mind exactly went to Jat in my ear telling me that's not the way you walk.
You know what? You can path however you want. When I get to that floor, Jat is in my mind the moment I step foot on it.
Yep, can confirm that it's true.
And I panic when it's horizontally flipped.
Yeah, we've been playing with a lot of horizontally flipped dungeons lately, and it's been interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some of these Irongol matches getting some really crazy flags going. This is rather tame in the sense of Irongol, I believe. Spellcrafter, Weaponizer, those are some big curveballs that they're being thrown. But for the most part, this is a very vanillish kind of progression. I can't wait to see when people start making the proposals using some of these other flags, some of the stuff in beta.
Velik taking down Lich, getting his orb lit, as Tetron going into Castle Ordeals.
So Castle Ordeals, as a reminder, we had the rod there. I don't believe there was anything else of major note in terms of items. So this is just going to be take a few minutes, Tetron, get your stuff in order. Chanigan going to take us up to Lefane and Gaia via this new river and mountain path.
You will be able to turn in that bottle, too.
And Grigglypuff in chat calling out Poppadux. Can't wait for that match. Yeah, it is confusing to go to Melmond without the vampire having ravaged it.
Level 7 magic right there. Nothing great.
We have the Gaia shortcut, too.
Yep. Oh,
A slab.
Wow, okay.
That is a slap in the face by that fairy.
Good thing we got ourselves a speedboat, because we're going to come back here a second time.
That might be my least favorite item that the fairy can give me. Even if there's dud items, I'd rather 4 gold than getting a slab from the fairy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of making trips to Onrak and Gaia Continent once and once only, so having to make a double dip that may or may not be required can be a little frustrating.
Chanigan finding our good friend the blue dinosaur, but I don't believe that T-Rex was directly off of a reset, but that had about 600 health. That is a something maybe you look for off the hard reset just to pick up a few levels before jumping into Mirage.
Oh, we got sandwiches here too, so Desert being pretty kind with encounters so far.
Meteor not going to do much here because Earth Elemental, I believe the sandworms resist that.
Oh, and then this...
Alright, Kylo's.
That's gross fight right there.
Reminding us why the Saturday night matches are hardcore. So everyone seems to have a pretty good handle on what they want to do right now. It's just a matter of going through the motions. Execution is going to be a large part of how they finish at this point. And how wild can Topher be? Which, again, I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, one of the flags I'm not sure that our runners either know about or cared enough about to check yet was that we have hints on the bats in the Temple of Fiends. So they can give us an idea of what these second-level fiends are going to be doing.
Chanigan not even going to check any boxes on his way up to go say hi to Tiamat. Just going to go.
Got to imagine he at least checks the greed chests on Sky 3. Still looking for... Well, no, he's got the Maximune, so he's gonna have a weapon for that night.
Yep. And not even gonna check Sky 1 here. That's a floor that I like to really kind of poke around on if I'm looking for something, but he's just going.
Yeah, he's got his endgame weapon. I believe that he's found some opal gear. Defense. Was that casting Roost? I didn't see if that was maintaining Roost.
I saw a few elemental resistances or something on there, but I did not happen to notice if it was Ruse on the bottom. He was kind of fast.
So one of those other flags, if the runners aren't confident and looking quickly, that's nice to have, is that we have chest information up, so that when we loot an item, we know what the stats are, instead of having to guess at it or go through the menu to equip it and find out how it adjusts. really a ton of quality of life stuff that has entered the randomizer. I've only been here for about a year at this point, and this game is just vastly different than the one that I stepped into a year ago.
Yep, I agree. I joined about a year ago myself, and the game is just... Every week, it seems like our wonderful devs are coming up with something new to give us, or some of the little wrinkle that they're throwing in. So it's grown exponentially in the last year alone. It's crazy.
And they're not just randomizations for the sake of randomizing. These are fun, thought out, well vetted flags. One of which here, as we just see on Chanigan's side, which has been around for a bit, is the required war mech. So war mech usually a very rare encounter on the Bridge of Destiny here. There is a flag toggle now where every party is going to have to fight this war mech to get access to Tia. Curious if Chanigan remembered that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a rough wipe.
Oh, and fast too. Gross.
Well, if it's a punchy war mech and we've got some evasion stacking.
And got through that crit.
All right, we had a little dip back in Provoca by Velik. I believe pick up some gear.
The gold +4s there in Provoca, so probably went back for those.
Velik does look to have one of the most leveled parties. So
still no promotion either, too.
Yeah, not going to have a hard time once he gets going. He just, I believe... Oh, no, he does have the canoe. So I'm unsure of where he's looking to progress here. Talking to the Hooray Dwarf, though, definitely gets bonus points for style.
Okay.
Looks like Tetron's on his way to lighting his first flag.
So Ice Cave TNT turns into Oxyale.
Going to be useful if we can find Break or perhaps one of the alternative forms like Crystal, which is the ice elemental version of Break. Ice 6 and Rub 7, nothing special there.
Wall 6, not a bad spell there. Haven't come across any ribbons yet.
With the current scaling on the bosses, I'm not convinced that any of the runners are going to necessarily need a ribbon. We'll see how turn order goes. I think actually Poppadux is going to be in one of the better places for taking down the fiends on the refights, at least because of the double black caster. I'm not sure if any of the others have found the same weapon that Chanigan has. Tetron getting some big swings on Kelly. I think a kill 8 probably works here at this point. Not if you were dead. Sorry, Perry.
Alright, Chanigan pulling Warmech for a second time, getting off the fast and the invis.
That group temper is huge.
Yep.
I almost never want to play without Spellbook at this point.
Yeah.
Knowing that that sort of thing is in the pool.
There we go.
There we go.
Yep. 5 hits, 917. Warmech, just a pile of bolts on the ground.
That was huge. Tiamat seeming kind of tame in comparison, I'm sure. We've got Poppadux almost at Kraken. Sorry. Hard habit to break.
Tiamat back rowing that Black Mage before he can get a cast of Fast off, but doing some damage here with that Max Moon. Oh, no.
We're going to hope that Bash, Bang, and Boom are going to Bash, Bang, and Boom their way through this squid.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see Toxic come out and take down your life caster of all people. Like, that's just RNG gonna RNG sometimes.
I feel like a commentator cursed that with the dismissing the ribbon. Kind of forgot we have to actually get through the rest of the game before we do the Fiend refights.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but, you know.
But I did. I did enough for both of us, and that's fine. On the plus side, even if the Fiend refights are a little rough on them, we do have a short Topher coming up. So it's not going to be resource heavy. It might just be a couple of resets.
So Velik has two spells that I haven't seen many other people use so far, as Kelly throws out Damage Poison. I see Holy 8 and Rot 7.
Wow, that is a huge hit from Rot 7. I don't know what... Is that Earth Elemental at that point?
I mean, I think it might be, but like I said earlier...
Could be Death Elemental? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know Crosis or whatever is, but I haven't seen that one.
Rich Bork in chat, AoE fast and temper is almost like cheating. Not, I mean, you know, you can look at it a few different ways there. I mean, some see it as cheating, some see it as gamesmanship. I like it.
Alright, Bang getting the fast off. Bash trying to do Bash thing. 6 hits, 205. So the hits come out. It's not a very evasive Kraken, but it is an absorbent one. Meteor not doing much. We're up to about 670 health at this point. 750. Okay, Bash can take a hit. 255, a little over a K. We should be taking down Kraken here. I don't see any major issues.
Yeah, I think he should be just a matter of time here before he gets through, and there it is.
There we go. So the water orb lit up. So now we've officially lit all the orbs, just not on any one runner.
Yep. And with that, Poppadux tying Velik for the orb lead right now. Tetron and Chanigan, one orb lit as well.
Chanigan, I don't anticipate having any problems down in Volcano. That'll be about a 1.5 minute trek down. Tetron about to find his TNT, which will lead him to the Oxyel, right?
Yep, that is correct. Chanigan still needs to go to Ordeals to get his rod, though, too. So he's hitting the gas here pretty good. Going to get a couple orbs lit, but still needs 2 key items, which we know where they are, but he does not.
So Pete swinging that katana wants to take this Agma. I'm not sure that Tetron is aware that the Agmas have damage poison. And certainly hoping not to find out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be opposed to exiting right now. Oh, taking a couple of levels. Alright, Velik is getting confused in the waterfall, as did every other runner. We've got a carry pull up on Chanigan's side. I don't know that we need to cast this one. This is be pretty straightforward. Fasting some individuals, swinging some swords, invising some bodies. I'm curious because I don't know, and I don't know if you know. Is Invis 8 actually a higher stack of evasion than Invis 2 otherwise would have been?
You know, you and I are hanging out too much because I was just thinking the same exact thing. I want to say that it does maybe 2 stacks of Invis, kind of like Ruse, but that could just be my wishful thinking of what I hope it does.
Right, because, I mean, with Carrie making the miss on that swing after only one cast, it feels like it must be a higher evasion.
Yeah, and Warmech did the same thing when Chanigan got the cast of Invis 8 off as well, missing on the Thief in the first battle that literally should have gone down in one shot. So I feel like it has to do at least 2 stacks, maybe even 3 at a level 8 spell. I mean, I'm not sure.
Maybe we'll have to roll up the seat a little bit later and test that ourselves.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan.
Be a more informed commentator for the crowd, for the people.
Everything for the people, absolutely.
Saracen confirming for us that it does much more than 40 evade.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So now I'm really liking Poppadux's chances here coming in high, because two black casters getting the fast, the temper, and that Invis 8 all off with that white wizard also. That's going to be just swing.
Yep.
So there is a resource to look at for the spellcaster FAQ. I don't know, was Invis part of that? I don't see it as like the specifics there, but as I just linked for members of the chat, that is our spellcrafter resource on our Final Fantasy Randomizer.com page. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing and you want to get into the randomizer, it doesn't have to be an Irongol hardcore title match or Rumble or whatever this is. You could just hop on in, play a beginner flag set, feel out some of the flags. Come join the Discord, come join the website. It would be a wonderful time. We just got our Duck Derby started, so a lot of new runners are in the community now and learning the ropes. And yeah, it's going to be a good time as we head into the fall season. So we have Tetron making his way through Earth. Chanigan making his way through Ordeals. Going to get that rod so that he also can make his way through Earth.
And while we're at it, why don't we give our runners here a follow. Chanigan, Poppadux, Velik, and Tetron putting on a really great show for us tonight. These flags crafted by Tetron, edited by our runners. It's pretty good stuff. Double shout out to Ale Markin as well for posting the Spellcrafter FAQ in the chat, and also saying that he believes that Invis 8 does 172 on the stack of a normal 40 Invis. So that's literally 4 casts of Invis right off the get. That's awesome.
All right, we've got another attempt at a Kraken. Holy 8 coming out, 224. Hit sword, not too badly. Seems odd not to have tanking. Stun touch, didn't see that before.
No.
Nothing out of the ordinary on any of the runners right now. We're still just kind of going through the motions. Did Chanigan have a chance to turn in that slab, I imagine?
Probably going to do it right now. This will be new. We have not seen this yet.
These dang giants would get out of the way.
Ice 3-2, gross.
Yeah, so I saw that and I jumped a little bit. I was like, oh, that's a scary spell, but it's not in Spellcrafter.
Yeah.
Ice 3 is kind of an inconvenience.
Yeah, but he's still doing a little over 100 damage, which is annoying. Oh, looky here.
The Axe Caliber.
Okay. So now we'll see if your theory is correct that anybody can equip the Max Moon, because he should be moving that Axe Caliber onto the knight at some point.
and we are reminded by our tracker, thank you, Professor Renderer, that the thief has the bonus applied to the class that the thief can equip an Excal.
Oh,
so
okay.
the Excal is a good thief item. I'm not sure that our runners remember that either.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's not one that I really stick with in my mind. Especially with Weaponizer, you start to get a little confused at just how random some of these things can be. But hopefully our runners are a little better at keeping track of this sort of thing than I am, and get the appropriate equips on, because that will make this even quicker.
So very quietly, Velik has 3 orbs lit as well. Still needs to grab a few more key items though. Missing that cube, missing that chime, and the key.
So I believe we're picking 2 of those up right now, right? We have the key from the Titan.
Yep.
Sarda's going to give us the cube, and then Velik is going to make their way over to Corneria Castle and find the other piece to Mirage, I believe.
Yeah, I don't see him detouring and going down to like Marsh and picking up that adamant or anything else. So he could very well be in go mode in about 5 minutes here. Not even all, actually.
Have been promoted here. So may want to take another detour to Cardia to do that. As a newer runner, I know that it was very difficult for me to want to dive into the Temple of Fiends with a slightly underleveled party, or if I didn't have like optimal gear. So I'm curious if Velik is willing to take that risk here, because he's definitely in a position where if he's willing to take the risk and it pays off, I mean, it will pay off in spades. If he takes the risk and it doesn't pay off, he's still not that far pushed back, right? Like it's not a very deep Topher. You're going to have the opportunity to get around the world zoom on the speedboat. I think that Velik is in very good shape to do some limit testing here in his first group race. So I'm excited to see what happens there.
Yeah, me too.
So Poppadux lighting his Lich Orb, or I suppose the Earth Orb. Chanigan getting his item out of the Ice Cave, instantly exiting. Runners know that they are pretty much, if they're in almost go mode, that the other runners are probably in the same position.
And Velik about to grab his chime. Gonna be in go mode, and Chanigan, once he turns in that TNT to Narek, gonna be in go mode as well.
So Chanigan still has a couple of orbs left to light. But I do like the dive to Kraken a little bit more than I do to Tia. In this case only, because we have this war mech that, I'm not sure that the runners are taking into account necessarily to get caught up in the whole swing of things, to be like, oh yeah, that's right, there's a war mech here. Or maybe they are banking on the extra levels from a war mech, which is something that some party comps go into thinking that they're going to do.
Poppadux as well, picking up his chime, also now in go mode.
Chanigan in go mode, but also going to loot the dwarves. Although I'm not... Oh, well, there it is.
Oh, there's a ribbon. Okay.
I was going to say, I'm not sure what he's hoping to find. He's got pretty much all the gear he could want. That is literally the only thing I think that he was hoping to find. And in that last box, there it is.
Yep. That'll work. No more boxes for Chanigan.
A little concerning. I didn't see it on anybody else's stream, despite us having seen some TNT turn-ins.
I don't think anybody else checked it. I mean, there's some easy chests in there. I mean, you got 8 free boxes, essentially. I mean, I don't know. I got a box opening problem, though, so I would have opened them.
Yeah, it has taken me a lot of effort to not open as many chests as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
We have another dragon fight down on Velik's side.
Yeah, he's going to do that promotion you were talking about.
And this time I think it's going to go a little bit better than it did in the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
So while Velik had the Go mode item set, wants this promotion, wants some of the either spells or gear that it comes with, Poppadux taking advantage of his ability to be in Go mode and just going, I think he already did promote, yeah.
Yep, he did.
So, just trying to end this game now. At around the 60-minute mark, this is about where you want to be in a flag set like this. Very, very doable in 65, 70 minutes.
Yep.
So,
it's going to be a very interesting endgame here, too. Chanigan with the weapon advantage compared to the other runners right here with that Axe Moon and the Max Moon. Or the Axe Caliber and the Max Moon. And Poppadux not swinging any really great weapons, but has that double Blackcaster. So can get off those double Tempers fast and the Invis. And I think Velik still has a slight bit of a level lead, so, you know. And then you got Tetron over here just chugging along also with some good levels with 2 orbs lit, about to get his 3rd once he goes through Onrak right here. This is a pretty good race we got going on.
Yeah, this honestly should be anybody's game. I'm like super excited for this Topher though.
Yeah, me too. Couple nice surprises waiting for our runners here that we're not going to spoil for our audience. It's going to be pretty good.
And also the benefit of taking the promotion at this point, the Hall of Dragons doesn't really pose a threat. It poses extra levels. So already taking that level lead and pushing it a little bit further.
Yep, level
20. I would say 24 would be a really solid place to leave this.
Yeah, I agree.
Or even maybe 22 we leave the hall if you remember that we have a Warmech that's required. Because that's likely going to push you over.
Oh boy. Okay, Chanigan just gets away right there. Those Lightning 4 Arachnids just playing dirty today.
What else we got going on? Just sort of walking through a sea shrine, walking through a tower in the desert.
Getting some levels in Cardia.
Yeah, it's just, you know, chilling out, having a good time.
Yep, each one of our runners got a plan, and they're all executing it. Gershark Big Eye, one of my favorite XP Pinata fights.
Whiz-vamps are usually something that I would concern myself with before going into the Temple of Fiends, trying to figure out, is this going to be a reasonable Skyflow or not? But with a short Topher, we don't really have to worry about that. I don't believe that they've enabled Chaos Floor encounters. Although that is quite the flag to find out that Chaos Floor can have some fights along the way.
Yeah, that can be pretty nasty. I don't love the weapon that Poppadux is swinging right now still. He hasn't come across any of those great weapons that Chanigan's found, so let's see how he does against this Warmech. It might be a little difficult to punch through.
You throw a couple of Temper 8s out there. That White Wizard can be swinging an Iron Hammer and punch through a Warmech.
True.
Wouldn't advise it, but could probably happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Poppadux picked up Invis 8, or if he did, doesn't recognize its value here.
He did, but he's throwing out an Exfer that lands. Okay.
I'm not sure. Fire is not going to do it even with the Exfer.
Yeah.
Fade coming out for 60. Holy for 120. Didn't see what the Rot hit for.
220 and change, I think.
Gonna be close.
Yeah.
Probably could get away with it, but should definitely have been throwing out that Invis 8.
Yeah. Okay.
It works. Not the 2 that you want to be gaining the levels, though.
Mm-hmm.
Warmech is usually a pretty good indicator to me about how the Fiend refights are going to go. Shares the same skills, has a very similar stat line. So if I have trouble with a Warmech along the way, that's kind of like the red flags going off. Maybe I should be looking for a better item, looking for a different strategy here. In general, I think I try to go with either I'm just hitting it hardcore and we're just swinging and buffing everything and just going all out, or your first turn invising. And if you're not confident in your weapon, I think first turn invis has to be the strategy here.
Yep, I agree. Especially this Invis 8, which is going to put in quite a bit of work.
We've got 2 Krakens on screen. Chanigan and Tetron both pulling it at the same time.
Yep, and we could possibly have 2 Tias on screen at the same time as well, as we got Velik on the Bridge of Destiny. Just got to get through Warmech and these Metal Slimes.
Tetron first to take it down. Tetron's got some good gear too, it looks like.
Yep.
And the levels to back it up.
Alright, so 3 orbs for Tetron and 3 orbs for Chanigan.
We have similar problems over on Velik's side, although that Invis cast does get off.
Yep, that's going to help a lot.
First turn Meteor. Yeah, those weapons are a little rough.
Yep. Chanigan with the distinct weapon advantage, I think, right here. Although, somewhere along the line, he picked up a Saber Gauntlet. That'll help.
Some good heads-up thinking to say, you know what, I'm not swinging hard enough, but I'm going to hit it. And as long as this thing doesn't do something like that, you're good. As long as it's not cast-heavy. Speed 6. Man, Warmech is showing all the spells that we didn't see.
Yeah. Tetron picking up his concrete. See, like, I'd like to think that that's, concrete that's kind of like, from Shake Shack, one of those really thick milkshakes, and he's not eating just like a pile of rock. But, I mean, it's the Titans, so you never know.
That is a good idea. Although I'm curious how many people that reference misses. Is Shake Shack an East Coast thing?
I think it is. I mean, you're East Coast like I am, and then we have them.
Well, I mean, I've been to the original one.
Well,
so
yeah, me too. So
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know that everybody will have. Yeah, Steak and Shake or In and Out.
Yeah,
They're
pretty
We're
similar.
gonna get into a burger wars here.
Steak and Shake, pretty similar there.
Actually, never had a Steak and Shake.
Oh, Chanigan.
Culver's concrete.
I take it back. Chanigan looks like he has all 4 orbs lit. We must have blinked and missed him kill Kelly.
That is true. That is a very quick one. I do recall saying it would only be about a minute and a half.
Yep. I remember you saying that as well now. Aegis Shield +4 there, so we're going to have a nice piece of gear for both the Thief, and we're going to have one for the Knight. That heal helmet as well. Nice.
It makes not having a second ribbon not the worst. Interesting choice to exit out and save. I guess doesn't want to have to go through looting all that again.
Yeah.
Banging a drum instead of a loot. Kelly 2 coming out first. Let's see what we got here. 2 hits, 59. That's an absorbent carry. We have about 300 damage on it. Missing Soup. Swing, wait. We have another 635. All right, we got one more hit coming. Oh, one more reasonable hit. There we go.
All right, so as Chanigan takes down Kelly 2, Poppadux on his tail, pulling Kelly 2.
Into Tia. We've got double dragons in this direction. So I would argue that if we bounce out of Topher, we maybe just go the other way.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Kraken, on the other side, though, always pauses a little concern with those 16 hits of chaos and splattering your light warriors all over the ground. And, okay, carry with nuclear, too. We did not see that from Chanigan, so if we bounce, I think you might be onto something.
Yeah, I think we're only seeing it because Chanigan's got 2 people swinging while we only have 1 basher over there. But if we get multiple tempers off, I think Bash is going to swing harder and through things more quickly than Chanigan's team might.
Bolt 6 and Meteor 7.
Use your Cure 7s. Get them up. We don't need heal pots here.
Okay.
Don't you know that you're 1 boss behind?
Alright, Chanigan punches his way through. Gonna head on down to Chaos.
Good switch of Ribbon to the main damage dealer and putting it in the 3rd slot. Psych, it ain't Chaos.
Watch out now. Alright, so right here we got ourselves a fun dead pack. 4 Phantoms, 2 Lich 2s. We have not seen Lich 2 either, so he might have something, he might not.
Meteor 7 is a something.
That'll do a little bit of work. Wow, okay.
Yes, this is what I wanted.
Okay, he looks a little absorbent too. Fast 8 goes off.
And Phantoms, just as a general note, are like probably the worst regular monster in the game.
Yeah, 4 of them too that can just hit like a truck and
the Invis 8 is going to definitely put in some work, but if Meteor 7 comes out again, they're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
He at 2 is down. Let's see if Bash, Heal, Boom, and Bang are ready for this fun dead pack.
So Chanigan looks like he's got pretty full evasion out there with that Invis 8 going out, so only crits are going to get through. Let's see if he can do enough damage. That's Lich with over 1200 HP for sure.
Yeah, that's a hefty Lich.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we got some Fade, some Invis. Interesting. We're considering, do we want to just AoE down the Phantoms? And I don't dislike that idea, except for the fact that if you have Invis 8 coming out, they're really not posing much of a threat. Our threat is the Lich here.
Yeah, it seems like these Phantoms are just swinging, and that's it. So we don't got to worry about any skills or spells, it looks like. And 6 hits, 1200 damage. Big swing right there. Yeah, this looks pretty good for Chanigan here. Just a matter of time. Oh, Phantoms have Frost and Heat. Okay.
Yeah, but they had to go through about 7 flashes or whatever to get there.
Temper 8 just keep coming out, buffing this knight.
Poppadux getting bounced. It's gonna go somewhere else.
It's the weapon difference right there that's gonna do him in a little bit.
I don't disagree with that play, though. You have all of your stuff. You have a reasonable... I think it's a reasonable chance, right? You get through the first 2 Fiendry fights.
Yep, yep.
So maybe just picking up a little bit more of the gear.
And so...
Looks like Whoop is going to do it for us.
Yep. And Velik gets through Warmech with 1 Light Warrior standing.
Is Tank able to learn Invis 8? I don't think he currently has it, but I didn't see what slot it wound up in. Good game to Chanigan.
Yep. Get your
taking
GGs.
down that last Phantom. 1 Light Warrior standing. That was a rough Fun Dead pack, and that is exactly why I wanted to see the Fun Dead.
So Chanigan finishing first place on stream and first place overall with a racetime.gg time of 1:12:18. So the timer was pretty good, actually.
right, so we got some shopping over on Poppadux's end. Tetron is going through Mirage, and Velik is somewhere in the sea. I missed where he left from. We've got the stat lines coming up on Chanigan's screen. Tank doing some tank things. Looks like we're just west of Melmond continent. We're getting an additional restream of Poppadux over on Chanigan's screen, in case anybody is wondering what's going on there.
Maybe I can fix that a little bit. Hang on, just to make it a little more friendly. We got Poppadux in stereo here.
All right, we got Chanigan inside the broadcast booth. Chanigan, good game.
GG's, man.
Hey, thank you.
How did that feel?
Not that bad. The play was to go to Cardia Isles as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got lucky and just managed to get out of there relatively quickly.
Yeah, I think everyone on stream chose to go to Cardia first because of that tail. It was too obvious of a play.
Mm-hmm.
But you were, I think, the only one to notice that you could check for a key item before actually fighting for the promotion. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
you got your canoe very early relative to everybody else.
Mhm.
Yeah. As soon as I knew that Canoe was there, I knew I needed to get the item first, and maybe not promote, but after getting some levels against the dragons, I'm like, yeah, I can beat Bahamut.
Yeah. So you picked up something that I haven't seen on our other runners, and I'm not sure where you got it. The Maximoon. Was that in Marsh?
No, it was in Northwest Castle.
Ah. Very easy check, but one to definitely miss if you're looking at A-side tiles and not really on a black belt grind. You have very little incentive to go in there.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that play.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that was probably one of my best play. Just finding this really early,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as I found it, and I'm not grinding anywhere. I'm just going from point A to point B and flying through that seed.
Yeah, Poppadux was right on your heels, literally pulling Tia 2 just as you finished it.
Mm-hmm.
And great differentiator here, didn't have a weapon.
Yep.
Mm.
Velik, also in Temple of Fiends right here, went right and saw that Kraken 2 had Cure 7, so he reset out.
Well, if he doesn't like that Kraken 2 had Cure 7, he's not going to like that Lich 2 has Meteor 7.
And Carry 2 has Nuclear, which he may or may not see depending on how much damage he can do.
Right, I don't believe Chanigan saw the Nuclear out of Carry.
Never saw it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was a solid run,
Mm-hmm.
Chanigan. It was
Yeah.
At no point did it feel like you didn't have a plan.
No, I knew where I was going. It was not straightforward, but the beginning just dictate where I was going. If it wasn't for that canoe, I'm gonna lie, I don't know where I would have gone. But yeah, I feel like my routing was pretty good, and there wasn't any downtime. Just like a couple wipes here and there, like the spiders had that lit
those were
4.
nasty.
Yeah. Everybody was seeing a little bit of
Got
lit
it
4 and
by
Ice 3. It was
twice.
pretty gross.
Yeah.
So now that I'm watching Poppadux right now head down towards Lefane, I have to ask: did you remember that your thief could equip the axe
The
cal?
Excel. Yep. Yeah, but I just felt like the katana was going to do more damage just because of the crit chance. But yeah, I knew, but didn't feel like equipping it.
All good. So we'll see what Poppadux does here. It will actually be a weapon for him that he needs. Oh, or did not turn in the slab.
Yeah, he's just checking
Just
magic right
for
now.
magic.
He doesn't even have the slab. Life 7. Okay, that's handy.
That breaks my heart, though.
Quick 3, we got B-side fast right there.
So Velik going down Kraken side.
Chanigan, while we're watching Velik here pull Kraken again, what are your thoughts on Spellcrafter and Weaponizer? Was this fun for you? Did you see some neat stuff?
Oh yeah, I've done a few runs with Weaponizer and Spellcrafter, and I love these flags. I almost always try to integrate them in flags that I build. They're just really fun. Just you need to think twice before buying a spell or weapons, like just to inspect is it really what you need, and especially early game. But yeah, I love these flags. I think Tetron did the Weaponizer. Really good job. I really like that flag. I don't know who did the Spellcrafter one, but yeah, probably like one of my top 3 flag for sure.
I believe the crafter of the Spellcrafter flags is somewhere on the resources page for us.
Alright, so Velik pulling Lich to getting a taste of what Lich 2 is going to have to offer, although they don't know that Fun Dead pack is waiting yet. And Pain 5 sends him packing.
Unfortunate power word threshold here. I would have loved to see an unlimited power word with that kill 8 at level 2. Would have made this a much quicker final set of fiends. Honestly, at that point, I might have just re-rolled a party to 4 black mages.
Alright, so Tetron working his way up to go see Tiamat as we got Poppadux and Velik here in Temple of Fiends working on their fiend refights.
Not only are they vying for number 2 slot on stream, they're still vying for number 2 overall. We have no other runners finished yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Chanigan, your weapons that you had just made such a difference compared to the other runners here. I mean, Velik had a pretty decent level lead for the majority of the siege. Just kind of full party was in like the 20s, relatively fast compared to everybody else. He took a few more levels on some dragons on the way down to Bahamut after promoting again, but those weapons really just kind of set you apart than the other runners. They're just not swinging the kind of power that you had.
Oh, it's a massa. What can I say?
It would also be helpful if they had more walling capabilities or ribbons.
Yeah. Also,
I think we only saw 1 all game.
Yep, Chanigan, the only other person to find a ribbon that we saw on stream there in the Dwarven Armory. So 2 quote-unquote out-of-the-way checks there. Northwest Castle locked and Dwarf locked, paying off in the end. So take that in, people that don't like opening boxes.
No, I was still looking for a ribbon when I checked Dwarf, and Dwarf lock, there's too many chests to just skip them, so that was a no-brainer to check them, even if it cost me 20 seconds. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind.
You'll hear me on the watching it back going, I wonder why he's doing this. There's literally nothing, and as I'm saying that there's nothing you could need, it's like, oh, nope, that's what you could need.
Alright, Velik pulling the Fun Dead pack. Getting good rolls of this harm 7, but just too much damage coming out from the rest of this this grouping here.
Hoping Velik chooses to go the other direction on the Fiend refights at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That Meteor 7 coming out is pretty intense.
Yeah. With this Fun Dead pack, you really got to get there with more than one party member up to really stand a chance.
I feel like you absolutely need Invis 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's too bad it's level 4, so then I can't learn it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Invis 8 was one of the best spell I had. That and fast too.
Yeah, the magic was super kind. Invis 8,
Oh, yeah.
Fast 8, Temper 8. I don't think I saw anybody pick up Halt 8, but that's a really great spell and weapon spellcrafter as well. That can literally stop a fiend dead in his tracks from attacking you. So it's pretty powerful.
Oh.
Now I'm intrigued here with Velik checking Toph locked stuff that maybe, just maybe, he's going to go to Northwest Castle to get the free chests there.
Yeah, he's turning around, so maybe. I could see him going to some of these key lock locations here, like Dwarf, like Northwest Castle, just to try to see if he can get something on the cheap, and he's going to get something that's going to change the game for him if he can find it. Never mind.
Up there? No.
Never mind.
Turn around!
Velik, no, their boat's fast. Don't do that. Okay, he's gonna go for more
getting
levels. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is also a cure-all, but not.
I understand why, right? Because you want to be able to eat those 2 meteors, but the best defense here, I think, is a good offense, right? We get rid of one of those liches right away.
Yep. And Lich is pretty thick too. I think we saw he had well upwards of about 1,500 HP. So
Yeah.
you're gonna need a few casts of Temper off to swing him down.
Don't go for the phantoms. Swing on those liches.
Oof.
So I understand why, right? Why you might want to go for the phantoms, right? You got four of them hitting you at 100 a clip. Get that Invis 8 off. That has to be win condition here.
I think Tetron just did the same play. I think you did the same thing, Chanigan. Maybe you parked there at the Matoya dock to walk over to Temple of Fiends and there was no bridge.
Yep. I'm like, wait,
Yep.
no.
Yep. It's such a great little
Going
play
back.
right there, and when you don't have that bridge, it's just like, oh boy, okay, sure.
At that point, I might just go straight north and around Marsh Cave to the west because I hate this Melmond loop.
Yeah. The speedboat, though, I mean, it makes routing mistakes kind of not as obvious because you got airship speed on the seas, and it feels like to me that you are just going twice as fast as you would with an airship. It just, I don't know why, it just does.
So off stream in Race Time GG, we just got our second runner, Devious, coming in with a 127.07. So a good game to him. I'm sure having some of the similar problems, if not the same problems, that our runners on stream are having.
Yep.
That Fun Dead pack is definitely a punch to the face. Which I was so excited about for the last hour and a half, and I am super glad it happened. Because it really highlights some of the things that you need to recognize as being different in an Irongol match, right? Like there's some crazy flags that go on, but then they're intentionally crafted to make you think a little bit outside the box. And I think 2 liches and 4 phantoms make you think outside the box. So now we have Tetron gearing up for his dive into Topher. So Topher being, again, the great equalizer here. Yeah, you want to check that. You want to find that Aegis Shield. Go for it. There it is.
Yep. So dragon +4, Aegis +4. This knight is geared up.
Although it seems like the Aegis Shield only prevents poison, not earth. And I think that I would make a petition to cover earth in that. Certainly would help with the meteors. So on Poppadux's side, I saw wall 6. I don't think I saw that on anyone else. So if you can get that off, do we prioritize that over Invis 8?
I mean, I feel like Invis 8 is, to Chanigan's point earlier, it's almost like a win condition right now. It just does so much for you with one cast. It turns these phantoms into just, you know, there's
blocks.
You know, yeah.
If we don't get the wall off though, half the party's wiped, if not all of it.
Yeah,
That said, I think wall 6 probably applies to everybody, right?
Yes, I believe so. Well, let's find out what Poppadux does right here.
No roost stick or anything of that sort.
All right, he's going to go the Invis 8 first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back rowing.
Yeah. Isn't that the way it always happens?
Gets the Invis 8 off,
Okay.
so
that's going to be helpful.
Chance.
Yeah.
That's huge damage.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah. See, there's my argument for wall.
Yep.
We can handle a couple of punches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we didn't see imps with crack until an hour and a half in.
Oh, man. The things you see later on in the sea that you missed early on that just make you laugh a little bit, especially sitting where we are.
So we got simultaneous Tias. Wasn't anything crazy. I don't recall there being something on Tia.
I think Tia had like bolt 6 and, you know, not much else. It's Lich that's the real roadblock here. Go figure.
Which, never being the roadblock, it's about his time to shine.
Yep. Not sure what weapon that Pat over there is swinging for Tetron, but oh no! Oh no!
What a misstep!
Okay, well we did it once. We can do it again.
You see that menu pause though, where he's just contemplating his life decisions. Yep, I knew that was coming.
Yep.
Too many resources to not just go back in.
Poppadux.
That's unfortunate.
Into Marsh Cave. Not sure what he's doing down here. Maybe going for the incentive item, hoping that it's something that he can use.
Was Marsh incentivized?
Marsh locked was, yeah. Papa, walk in front of the door. Save a step.
All right, we got another attempt at Lich and Phantom. Harm 7's coming out. I'm not sure that that's going to take them down quickly enough. Wall 6 only being individual cast.
Single target, okay. If he gets this off, though, you're going to feel pretty good about his chances to survive a meteor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Oh, and if we can get that Invis 8 off, too. That might be enough.
Oh, boy. Those phantoms just... Whew.
No, not Harm 7, Invis. Ah, so close.
Oh, man. This Fun Dead pack is just...
Rough.
It is probably my least favorite of all of the alt final bosses. Like, I know Double Dragon can be excruciatingly brutal. Whack-A-Garland, I mean, to me, always just feels like it's a bit of a joke. But, I mean, Fun Dead is just... I hate it so much.
I am enjoying all of the... Sorry, I'm not enjoying all the pain and torture. I'm enjoying all of the adjustments that each of our runners are making and identifying. I do wish Papa would just step into that castle, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's making all these turn-ins. He's a Dwarven Armory and a Northwest Castle check away from probably being able to punch his way through. Okay, so
I think the ribbon is...
He's going to get his ribbon. Okay, so that's something.
That's going to incentivize him to go back in again. I don't know that that's going to be enough. It might be, actually. If you get the Invis cast off and the ribbon.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah,
Gotta be a better weapon than a steel sword.
Yeah.
Oh no, probably
just pick up his boat, but just go a little farther. Just go a little farther.
Go.
Step into
it.
No! Turn around!
So close.
If he goes to Dwarf Lock right here and doesn't go to Northwest Castle, I'm gonna shut up.
Tetron going for round 2. Oh no, Tetron finally making it to Lich 2 after not having a misstep on Tia.
Okay.
Those are kind of low health pools.
Yep.
If that were a chaos fight, I'd applaud him on going in at 22 and really pushing things. But
yeah, I was level 19 when I pulled Undead.
Yikes!
Wow.
I don't know how that happened for you then.
It was the weaponry just kind of set him apart. It just really did. That Invisate and that Axe Cal and Matsumune they did all the work.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. He got very low rolls on that meteor and did not cast Invis or Wall. Oh, well.
Yeah.
There's the high rolls to undo all that.
Yep. Oh, boy. Alright, so Papa, gonna go turn in this bottle, gonna find his slab, and we'll see how he reacts to this.
I mean, at that point, if you've already gone out of your way to turn in the bottle, you're going to turn it in to Lefane, which will also give him the Axe Cal, right? And I'm curious if the extra bonus is going to apply to the Axe Cal, because sometimes the Weaponizer will take apart the extra damage type. But weapon and elemental damage type bonus is 25 here. So if we have that and we get this kind of extra damage to undeads, which very likely could be in a weapon shop, right? We have runners typically won't be looking in weapon shops with all the gear that you loot along the way, but with Weaponizer, there might very well just be a reasonably strong versus undead weapon. Which could be viable here.
Yeah, that is not out of the realm of possibility, especially considering the flags we have. That's true. All right, so off stream we have Pickles and Beer finishing in 3rd place with a time of 1:35.40, and then Hate 13 5 seconds after him with a time of 1:35.45. So GG's to both of those runners.
And that leaves the last 3 spots. For the match on stream with us now. So we've got Poppadux, Tetron, and Velik fighting to gain some points in the Irongol Season 3 group. So having not been in Irongol prior to this season, I was very happy to find out that this is one of those kind of just not really explicit tournament. It is a season in which we can just keep rolling new flags, rolling new seeds, challenging each other, and moving along in a kind of, what is it, live rank, I believe. Is the math behind it. I was going to call it an ELO, but very similar ranking system.
Yeah, I'm excited for this season. I did a little bit of Irongol last season and wasn't as active as I would have liked to have been, so it's seeing a lot of interest drummed up early on. I think that after spring tournament, there was a bit of a lull there, and I think people have an itch right now. Duck Derby ramping up and everything. So this could be a fun summer running into co-op season.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe co-op signups are still going on. for the co-op tournament that is starting in the first week of August. Is that correct?
I believe so. 11 days remaining for sign up. July 25th is the last day.
All right, so Poppadux getting his Axcal from the Lefanians. Hopefully that will be enough in combination with that ribbon +4.
Mm-hmm.
Push it over. I'd love to see if the Axcal has damage typing, but alas, no select was pressed. Tetron again taking on Lich and Phantom.
Just 4 hits, 53 damage. That sword just not doing enough.
Patty, 2 HP shy.
Mm-hmm. Man, that Meteor 7's rough.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. I was joking with him before the match because I remember last time I had watched him on stream, also with an alternate Chaos fight. His was, I believe, Warmex and Evil Men. They just all started out by casting Fire 3, and it was like wipe after wipe after wipe, and this is not much different.
Yeah, I forget about Warmech and Friends. That can be just as nasty as the Fun Dead pack, but for some reason it just, I don't know. The Phantoms always seem to roll up to like 500-600 HP. They don't go down to a single nuke or fade when we're rolling with normal spells. It's like sometimes the Evil Men do. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, their stat scaling is way higher than an Evil Man, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have Tetron going back down towards Earth Cave.
Maybe gonna check the Hall of Giants here. I'm not sure what he'd be doing. Yeah.
Yep, looking for some grind here.
That's not a terrible find. It's not great for, a full party here, but I mean it's fine.
I like Velik's idea going back to the Hall of Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I started to bring the point up earlier. I don't know if I actually got it out, and I apologize if I'm rehashing it. I think that when you bounce out a Topher, right, that you have 2 really major avenues to go down. It's am I underleveled and I'm dying because I don't have the health, or am I just not equipped properly? And I think that they're misattributing these really big meteor hits to just being underleveled.
I mean, you can see the difference it makes. Just that ribbon, takes a 350 shot from meteor down into the 50s or 60s. It cuts it into like a 10%, or 15, 20% what it was. It's such a difference. So I don't know.
Right. And Velik has this ruse shirt. I think the combination of let tank do roosting on itself, get the ribbon on the knight, cast that wall on someone else, maybe you have a chance to like keep 2 up, even though your weapons might not be up to snuff. So Tia 2 again, not really a big deal here, just sort of an inconvenience along the way.
Yep.
That Axcal, though, finally putting in some work.
Oh, Tia also at Meteor 7. I must have missed that in the several fights we've had. Yeah.
Huge swings coming out now.
Yeah.
So it must feel good on Poppadux's side to get that Axcal, but now we're going to need to make sure that translates into an appropriate kind of, and lucky, really, ordering of spell casts in the next battle. What happened? Question coming out in chat as to why we're 40 minutes behind first place right now. Yeah, Fun Dead pack. It's not an impossible Topher. It's a lot of people didn't have, as my co-coms is pointing out in chat, the weapons that Chanigan had here. And yeah, Fun Dead is very not fun.
Yep.
But very dead.
Yep. Alright, so Poppadux gets the Invis 8 off, gets a fast 8 off. Okay, so this is very promising. He's got
Gotta
the ribbon
swing
on
on the
that knight.
ledge.
Yep, yep. All right, so there's the
Oh,
meteor. Gonna
good.
send down the party. But
But not really. If we get another turn off,
oh, he gets a temper off too. This is good. If this other Lich decides to not throw out meteor and he can get a cure off.
you got the invis out. Hit the Lich.
Yes, don't swing on the phantoms. The Lich.
At this point, I gotta say, like, just saber 5 times and swing on the Lich.
Yep. Yeah, I understand swinging on the phantoms first, but they have the nasty script. The Liches do. You gotta. Okay, cure 7's good though.
Okay, this might just work out then.
Okay. Yeah, these phantoms above 657 HP. They're thick. Oh.
Oh no.
Yep. There's the power of Halt 8 that I was talking about earlier.
Is that just ignore ribbon?
Yep. It's a power word that just. I mean, it's a matter of time now.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
This was the one.
Yep.
I feel like that scene in the Matrix, not like this.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, so Velik gets through Tier 2 again, has a lot of levels, and hopefully we'll see.
Fire 4 is coming out. It seems to be one of those let me try to get them down before they get me down strategies. It just unfortunately will not be enough damage even if they got turn order.
Yeah.
The entire time.
I mean, you need to roll, somewhere in the 300 plus range on fires here, and it's just and several of them. It's just not going to be enough. They got almost 700 HP.
And this is I'm gonna chalk it up to being a fairly new runner to the rando in this kind of attempt to just say, you know what, let me just damage through everything. And I know that when I first start games, I tend to take that approach also, right? Like grind up ahead of anything, make sure that you're just swinging big, and then it kind of compensates for any other shortcomings you might have. But buffing in FFR is super useful and very necessary in many cases.
Okay,
this is an insanely positive strategy right now. I cannot believe that this is working.
Oh, wow. Okay, GG's to Velik. Wow, that was a 500 plus HP roll on one of those harm 7s. That's crazy.
That is everything lining up. And again, making me sound foolish, discounting everything I just said. I don't know that that's going to work every time, as we've seen a couple of bounces there.
Yeah.
Definitely safer ways to go through it, but congratulations.
All right, so Poppadux pulling his Fun Dead pack. See if Velik wants to join us in the booth here for an interview.
All right, Invis 8's going out. Fast 8's going out. Meteor 7's going out. Meteor 7's not taking down anyone on the first go.
Wow, okay.
Again, choosing to get rid of the phantoms first. Interesting choices here. We're going to rot down one of the Liches. Okay, so recognizing that Lich is a threat here. If the black mages are focusing on it, I think that Knight has to also.
Yeah.
Huge hit. Trying to get that kill 8 out. Sorry, the power word threshold is a 300 health, so that's not gonna work here. We can try it as much as we want, though. Well, once. We can try it once before you get knocked down. Tetron still grinding on some metal slimes. Unfortunately, not as XP laden as the Dragon Quest version.
All right, so Halt 8 coming out again, putting in Poppadux. And we're joined in the booth by our second place finisher on stream, Velik. GG's, man.
Hey, thank you very much. That was pretty rough.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was rough was how I really feel for sure. I think a large part of that was a little bit of my newness to the community and racing really coming out, because, man, should I have gone back and checked, like, Dwarf locked armory way sooner than I did. Like, after the first wipe, I probably should have been like, man, I could really use a better weapon for the fighter, or a ribbon.
There's going to be some egg on your face when you realize how easy of a check Northwest Castle was going to be too.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, what was waiting there?
Good old Massa Immune.
That is exactly what would have made this run so much better.
That was my win condition.
Yep.
That's a good check right there, and that's another one I probably should have done, just because, like, I mean, that Massa would have made the huge difference on getting through the fiends a lot faster to really just throw my face at the RNG that was that fun dead fight.
Yeah, Velik, you did a great job. I'm not gonna lie, that was great routing, great decision making. For the vast majority of the seed, you wouldn't be able to tell that you were a newer runner.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow, thank you very much. Yeah, I definitely feel like it was a very, very smooth run all the way up until the end. And, you know, I felt that I wasn't quite prepared enough, but maybe if RNG was on my side, we'd have a good finish. But you can see how that decision went.
Well, I would suggest that you watch back some of the VOD on this one, because you're going to find out, I think you might have been more prepared than you realized. It was a couple of minor decisions that you keep recycling, and then it just has the same outcome of getting knocked down and bounced out before you have a chance to really set up. But otherwise, I mean, I was very impressed with how you were holding your own here. You were definitely in contention for leading the pack most of the way through the seed.
Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch that VOD back then. I mean, certainly any commentary on the end there to give me a stronger finish would be much appreciated. And I'm glad to hear that the whole thing up till then was going very smooth. I mean, that's about the best I could hope for, honestly. You know, I still don't have quite the chops, you know, for that snap decision making to think back to all those little things, those differences I could make, like the Northwest Castle play, or, you know, whatever it may be. So certainly.
Oh, yeah. And between Weaponizer and the spell crafting, like that is definitely a wrench that gets thrown into this that veterans are still contending with.
Poppadux setting himself up pretty good this time around. Both Liches decided to swing instead of throw out Meteor 7. He got Invis off, 2 tempers, or a temper and a fast off. So if he can just start throwing out spells here, this might be his chance to punch through.
Group heal coming out, I like that. Kill 8, again, still not going to do anything until you get this down to a 300 HP threshold.
Yep.
Very light Meteor.
Yep. He's really seeing just how much health these Liches have, though, because he hit one for about 600 and then threw out the kill spell, and it's just not even close. They got well above, what, 1,500, I think we decided?
I'm so glad to see Bash is finally swinging on the Lich. We got the Meteors coming out. As was pointed out in chat, Lich is weak to Earth Element, so Meteor should be doing some decent damage. Once you get one of the Liches down, this should be set.
Yep.
Although, who was using the halt? Was that Lich or the Phantoms?
I think it was the Phantoms.
The Phantoms, yeah.
Yep.
So that still is a slight bit scary.
Alright, so
We got
both
the Liches
Liches down. Okay, here we go.
Get some of those harms going off. Nope, didn't pick it up. We got fades instead.
Yeah, this will be alright. This is a matter of time now. And a Fire Fort takes him down.
GG's in chat. Congrats to our 3rd on stream and 6th overall, Poppadux, with a 152.44.
right, let's see if Poppadux wants to join us for an interview. Says he'll be right here, so that's good. As we see Tetron still grinding on these metal slimes. I think he's got to be somewhere in the close to 30 by now. Last I saw, I think he was 28.
Poor Perry, taking a nap. Yeah, Pete's got level 30. We're going to exit out. I'm going to take that as the cue to bring up the party, try again. Tetron looks like he's making his way back to Temple of Fiends. Oh, bumping into those spiders nobody wants any part of.
And we are joined in the booth by Poppadux. Papa, man. GG's, buddy.
That was our final battle.
So, what's going through your mind when you're doing that?
I honestly thought I was going to be able to take that battle with just magic. So I wasn't worried about finding any weapons. I thought I was going to be able to go through with that steel sword the whole game. When I had a couple wipes there, I went and looked for some magic, came back, still didn't work, so I went and looked for the X-Cal because I knew that would do a little bit more damage. Still wiped a couple times. I think it was probably about 45 or 50 minutes from the first time I stepped into Topher until I finally beat it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, you and Chanigan were in Temple of Fiends pretty much at the same time, just like maybe a minute apart. And
Yeah.
the difference was just Chanigan had the Axe Cow, and he had Chanigan. You want to tell him what else you found?
Good old mass immune.
Did you find it? I barely opened any chests.
Yep.
Yeah, it was in Northwest Castle.
Yep. And he found.
I
Just did
never-
a quick.
I don't think I
quick
ever would have
check.
gotten through if I hadn't checked Dwarf Cave, though, and gotten that ribbon.
Yep, that was something else that Chanigan found, was that ribbon. The ribbon, the massa made a difference. It just gave him the ability to kind of punch through there, because that Fun Dead pack was just it was gross.
Yeah. And the first time I came back with the Excalibur, I got paralyzed, and I didn't see whether it was Lich or the Phantoms that did it. So then when I went back in, I got paralyzed again, and I realized it was the Phantoms. So.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, overall though, there's nothing really to say. You were literally right behind Chanigan, right, pulling Tia 2 right before he just finished Tia 2. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that Temple of Fiends is the great equalizer, and right here the Fun Dead pack was just giving everybody the business tonight. I mean, all of you guys were fairly close in times, not much time apart, but just Chanigan with the weapons set him apart, and he got some good RNG there to punch through on. I think, was that your first dive even too, Chanigan?
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Very well done.
Yep.
Chanigan, you can sound a little less happy about this than everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, he's been hanging out with us for a while, so he's just enjoying his victory.
All right, everyone, let's send Tetron our energy. Get through this Tetron.
Yep. So
Picked up quite a few levels here. I still would have, I think, preferred the Hall of Dragons, as I saw. I think both of you stepped into for your grinds. Once you realize, you know what, maybe I could use a little bit more health here. We're going to throw out the Meteor, try to beat Lich at his own game. A swing on the Phantom, fade, and another Meteor, maybe fast.
Wow. So Tetron did not even pick up Invis 8, so he's not even going to get any stacks of evasion out here. This could get ugly.
My concern at this point is now splitting his win condition, right? If he's going to commit to, let me cast everything down, we got the Meteor 7s, we got the Fades, go for it. If you're going to cast that fast, then we need to be buffing up the rest of the party. So there's that temper, too little, too 8. Get it? Because it was temper 8. Anyway.
Yep. Ice 6 too, just yuck.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Oh, and with that, Tetron has forfeited from the race. Yeah, I don't blame him.
See if Tetron wants to jump in here for any closing thoughts. So overall, I gotta say, I'm very much in love with this flag set up until that really rough ending. But knowing that there's an incentivized Excalibur, I think that the case could be made. Like if you bounce out once or twice, now we know that we have a quest chain to follow there. And Speedboat, as we were saying earlier, love that flag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was really a fan of the Bahamut battle with the Dragon's Horde also combined. That was a nice little touch. Some of these floaterless edits. So it feels real bad. Tetron coming in last place, but really number one in our hearts for putting in all the work on making this particular seed happen, right? With between the speedboat, the edits to the map to allow floaterless. Really great stuff coming out of him.
Yeah. Tetron gonna bypass on interview tonight. Can't say I blame him either. That was just it was a great race to watch. It was a lot of fun, and then at the end it wasn't for quite a few of our runners except Chanigan. So I get it. But it was definitely fun to watch, and like you said, I'm going to echo that. Thank you for making those flags, Tetron. That was really fun to watch. There's some great stuff in there. It's got me wanting to play with Spellcrafter a little bit more, and Weaponizer is definitely a neat little treat too, so love it.
All right, and with that, that's all of our runners. So I guess we'll move on to closing thoughts. Maybe start from the bottom and work our way up. So we'll go with Poppadux here. Any last minute thoughts or things you want to add?
No, really. It was a fun race. It was a fun seed. It was almost like solving a puzzle there at the end, trying to get through that last boss, and that was fun to me.
That's a great way to describe Rando. Next up, we have Velik, our 5th place finisher.
I had a really fun time with a lot of those flags. I'm glad I got to participate. And, next time I'll just have to keep some of those extra little tidbits in the back of my mind to go back and check places I skipped or tried to, go over or whatever it was.
And Chanigan.
Yeah, very fun flags. Good job, Tetron. For real, these flags were a lot of fun. Yeah, that was fun. I had fun. Fun seeing. Scary Topher, but yeah.
Well, 5 instances of the word fun in about 10 words, so I imagine Chanigan had a good time tonight. Certainly had a good time co-common with you, Luffy. My co-op partner. Been talking on for misspeaking and keeping us on top of things. And yeah, I'll just remind everybody, it came out before. We have the co-op tournament coming up in 11 days. Sign up closes, so grab a partner, come on down, just have some fun. The flags are waiting for you. Luffy posted the link to the Discord in the chat. Thank you to all of our runners tonight for putting on this show. And yeah, Luffy, take it home.
Yep, again, I'm going to echo what you said. Thank you to our runners tonight for, running and having us watch. And thank you to Final Fantasy Twitch channel for hosting us tonight. Really appreciate that as well. Thank you to my co-com, Shoon Bobby, and my co-op partner, Shoon Bobby, for joining me in the booth tonight. Professor Renderer for punching the buttons and keeping us honest behind the scenes. And again, thank you to our runners, and that was a lot of fun. So with that, I'm going to take us out of here. So ciao and chillax, everybody. Final Fantasy Randomizer fam, we gone.